Why was it important for you to come here today, to be here, your first time here? Why did you want to come here?
Well, I knew the theater had been newly renovated.
Yeah.
And I had never connected with this part of my life.
Never? Never?
No,
really.
I mean, no. Like, I used to come to South Carolina every summer, but I didn't come see this building. I didn't even know the building existed. I didn't go, maybe I went to the church when I was little. But I think it's just important to me now because I have kids myself now. And, you know, I'm going through a lot of changes professionally.
No.
You know, so I just kind of want to get, like, a context of, like, and also, because it inspires me in the sense of thinking about what might be possible.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So much,
What do you mean?
you know, outside of, like, show business, like, man, I could build something. You know, I could help. I don't know. I could do something. I don't know what I could do, but with great power comes great responsibility.
And so, if you would, please join me in welcoming Dave Chappelle home again.
Thank you. You know, I speak for a living, and I'm a little nervous today. I wanted to say thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Bishop Green, and thank everyone at Allen University for hosting me today, because it feels special, right? When I think of this great-grandfather that I've heard about in my life, but never actually touched his legacy. So it's like the product of his loins coming to meet the product of his work. And it's an important day for me personally. And I know a lot of you guys are students, and I just want to tell you I'm the first person in my family to not go to college. And as the president has told you, I've done outstanding in spite of that. But one thing I did want to say, and one thing today just made me think about, for all the things that I've done, I'm most renowned for what I didn't do. I've made decisions in my career that a lot of people have called insane. 2004, had a $50 million deal on the table, and in a crisis of conscience, flipped the table over and walked away. Went to South Africa. Everyone said I was running away from the money. That is not true. In fact, I still want that money. The idea that I wanted to just share with you guys is the idea that sometimes you do what you think is best, whether anybody understands it or not. I heard a story about my father where someone told me he used to do statistics for a company in D.C. The company he did statistics for started doing business with the South African government, so he quit his job. It's caused a lot of problems between him and his wife. It's hard for a man when he can't provide for his family the way he wants to, and he suffered through it. And a generation later, when I had my crisis of conscience, I was able to go to a free South Africa and get away from the heat. This idea that what you do in your lifetime informs the generations that comes after you is something I keep thinking about, something that is so much bigger than just ourselves. And today I'm standing in front of you guys, and I know you guys are like, oh, I know you're bored. But I see family of mine in the front row some who I've never met, and I just realize how all of us are connected. That my great-grandfather built something more substantial than buildings. He built a community, and he built, more importantly than a community, he built a way. You know, so I'm very grateful. Very grateful. Hello, police. I just saw him saying, you know what I mean? He's standing over like, so this is what black people talk about. I just want you guys to remember, you know, that right now there's this thing where ethics aren't what they used to be. This idea that people are trying to replace the ideas of good and bad with better or worse, and that is incorrect. You gotta keep your ethics intact because good and bad is a compass that helps you find the way. And a person that only does what's better or worse is the easiest type of person to control. They are a mouse in a maze that just finds the cheese. But the one who knows about good and bad will realize that he's in a maze. So, that being said, I just hope that all of you guys transcend whatever you see as your obstacles, and that you live outstanding lives, and that you stay connected to your communities because you have so much power there, and that you grow your communities and you diversify your communities, and that you don't let anybody tell you you can't or to be afraid. It's okay to be afraid because you can't be brave or courageous without fear. The idea of being courageous is that even though you're scared, you just do the right thing anyway. So in 2004, I walked away from $50 million, and in November, I made a deal for $60 million. So, although I am not the most famous comedian of my time, I would like to know what their great-grandfathers did. I'm very proud today. Thank you very much. I got one son that goes to a public school, and his little brother goes to a private school. It's an experiment. I just want to see what's going to happen to him.
That's a preview of Dave Chappelle's new stand-up special. It premieres tonight on Netflix. So he tackles a range of topics, including family. And during our extensive interview with the comedian, he talked about the early years of his career, how his kids made him take his job more seriously, and how people in his hometown in Ohio helped keep him grounded.
Feel like a celebrity here? Do you want to wear your glasses? Is it
Oh,
cool
my
to
bad.
wear the glasses?
Well, all right.
Well, it is cool, but
I'll be reminded I'm a celebrity here, but I don't think about it at all.
No.
Until somebody asks me for a selfie or something like this, it won't even occur to me that that's what it is.
you don't.
Or I think about it separate from what I'm doing. It's almost like a nature reserve where they'll let me run free. I'm a protected commodity here.
How does it feed you, Dave? You've been doing it for so long at such a young age.
Stand up?
Mm-hmm. Comedy, all of it. You clearly get something out of it, and I'm trying to find out what that is.
That's a good question. I don't have this thing where I link my self-esteem to work anymore.
I don't know what that means.
When you're young, you know that you're only as good as your last show and all that stuff. And so, you'll meet comics who'll do a bad show and then feel bad about themselves. I don't do that anymore. For me, the beauty is in the attempt. The beauty is in like that long walk to the stage, to the microphone. I can't explain it, but that's what it is. Like, the eye contact. One time I did a show and my kids were there and I was getting heckled and all kinds of stuff. And I remember I looked at my son, he was standing on the side of the stage and he's looking at all this chaos, and I go, son, they'll never break me. And we both started laughing. It was chaos out there. We both started laughing, but that's kind of what it is. It's just like, it's fun.
Did your comedy change after you had children? You have 3.
Everything changed after I had children. I took my professional life more seriously. And then I think just as a dude, I had more depth after I had kids.
This is my last question for you. You don't do many sit-down TV interviews. Why is that?
Because Because so much of an answer depends on how you feel any given day, but it lives forever. That your opinions about things can change, your view of yourself can change, and yet this is on a permanent record. Like Donald Trump, he complains about it because someone can look at him and say, well, you said in 1984 that this, that, or the other, and that's the cross you have to bear when you engage the press. And more important than that, I talk for a living, so I don't want to blather about me blathering. You know what I mean? I'd rather just do it.
I would blather with him anytime.
No,
He seems like he's in a really good place.
A really good place. Doesn't it make you want to watch his specials?
Yes, it does.
Tonight.
this is the interview that keeps on giving.
Yes, it really does, Charlie.
It is very, very important to always come back and like really pay respect to the institutions that you studied in, the environment that you learn, that you grew, that you help yourself improve, that you help yourself to become better. It is very, very important. Sometimes people don't do that, and which is very, very which is very, very I would say very, very important to do so. But sometimes people don't really do it, and trust me, there is a lot that people can learn from you, especially the youth. There is a lot that the youths can learn from you, especially when you come back and really um especially when you come back and really motivate them. Motivate them in a sense whereby you let them know that they have the potential to let them know that they have the potential to achieve whatsoever they want to achieve. They have the potential to be whatsoever they want to be. They have the potential to be wheresoever they want to be, to be in places that they want to be, to achieve the things that they want to achieve, and to reach the heights that they want to reach. Life comes with a lot of potentials, with a lot of abilities, and with a lot of things, and it is very, very, I would say, very, very important to really it's very, very important to really make good use of that, because at the end of the day, there are a lot of people that will benefit from that. There are a lot of people that will learn from that, and there are a lot of people that will really improve themselves from that. Life really comes with so much. Life comes with so much potential. You know, so so it is very, very important to really make good use of it, and really really help other people. The Dave Chappelle's message really motivated people so much, and not only motivate people, but really help people to see their potentials, to see that there are certain things that they can do, they can achieve, and they can attain in life. Don't let yourself be limited, because at the end of the day, the sky's the limit. There's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of things you can achieve, and never hold yourself back. You know, there is a lot of things you can achieve. There's a lot of potential, a lot of goals that you can attain, that you can meet. Never hold yourself. If you have the opportunity to motivate people, always motivate people, because you never know the words that you speak. can really impact people's life positively or negatively. Thank you. So motivate people positively. Thank you.
Stage lights come up. Dave Chappelle walks out with his signature slow stroll, holding a towel over his shoulder like a cape. Crowd cheers. Dave Chappelle. Ladies and gentlemen, I met a man the other day from South Africa. Yeah, South Africa. Like the continent, not just the country, the whole damn continent. He walked in like he owned the place, mimics exaggerated swagger. I said, "Yo, where you from?" He said, "I'm from South Africa." I said, "Ain't we all? What part?" He goes, "You know, the motherland." I was like, "Okay, so you're the African then?" Like every time someone says something about Africa, y'all look at him like, "What's your name again?" "Oh, he's from South Africa." "Ah, okay. Then he must know." "No, bro, you ain't the gatekeeper of ancestral knowledge because you flew here business class." Pacing the stage, towel flapping like a weird flag. See, people don't realize how much power that man has. In group chats, when we argue about Black history, somebody says, "Well, back in the day," another dude jumps in South Africa. And suddenly, the conversation changes keys. Let him speak. Let our ancestor speak. Bro, he probably grew up watching Generations, not ancient tribal rituals. He's got Netflix, too. I was raised by lions. No, you wasn't. You were raised by your mom who told you to clean your room and stop watching TikTok dances. But y'all ever notice how whenever there's a problem in America, they send for the guy from South Africa? Gun violence? Bring in the African. Climate change? Call Cape Town. Relationship issues? My therapist said I need to reconnect with my roots. Can I borrow Sifo for a weekend? We've got problems, sure. But now we outsourcing wisdom to a dude who learned English from Friends reruns. Bruh, chill. Everything gonna be lekker. Pass the biltong. Man, I love him. But don't start talking politics like Mandela came through your mama. Nelson was a prophet. You're just a prophet on GroupMe. Pauses, looks around thoughtfully. But seriously though, respect to the African diaspora. Whether you're from Joburg, Brooklyn, or Compton, we all got stories. Just don't let the dude from South Africa tell yours, unless he's buying drinks. Shrugs, towel falls off. Thank you very much, everybody. Stay safe. And if you see that guy from South Africa, ask him what time the safari starts. Exit stage slowly, waving towel like a goodbye flag.